All right, guys, I think we're gonna do something fun today. I'm gonna bring a beginner, Kazi, a good buddy of mine, who has no clue about real estate, and we're gonna build out $1 million real estate portfolio for him. Let's get started.
And this is gonna be fun because I have literally zero idea with real estate, but I am very interested. So,
All right, so
walk me through.
but we'll start with this thing. You hear what he said? He said interested. So, are you interested? Are you committed to creating $1 million real estate portfolio?
I'm committed to building wealth.
That's right.
And
Let's go, brother.
I'm excited.
Let's do it.
Let's see it.
So here's Kazi here. So first things first, do you have any income or do you do anything like that?
My income is in my business right now.
Okay, you're a business owner.
And I have some cash sitting for me personally as well.
You have a business owner. Are you producing some cash flow?
Yes, my business is producing cash flow.
Okay,
correct.
and then you have some cash set aside.
Yes.
Great, perfect. That's one of the greatest first steps we can think about. Now we got to think about, single family homes. They're good. That's one option. Short-term rentals is another option. Buying these huge, big buildings is an option.
So I'm already intimidated. So I want to ask you, how much do I need to invest in order to start out?
The biggest question we got to ask is, do you want to be active or do you want to be passive? That's the biggest first step for most people.
Personally, I think I would want to be passive because I am running my business. That was one of my biggest fears that didn't get me into real estate because I don't want to take away from running my business.
The way to be passive is if someone's doing small projects, you can be the money partner and let them be the sweat equity partner or the active partner. Or if people do big projects, such as what we do at Viking Capital, you can invest in large multifamily as a limited partner and essentially enjoy mailbox money. So large deals, syndications, and essentially become an LP and get mailbox.
So that means like I'm getting less money, but it's more guaranteed because it's in more secure hands. I'm not gonna get the big checks I might get, for example, if I was super active and hunting the deal myself.
I would say active real estate you can get between 30 to 50% returns, and then passive investments you can get between 15 to 20% returns.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
Some difference.
How much time frame are we talking?
Zero time versus a lot of time.
And when we say this return that you said 30 to 50% or 15 to 20%, how much time period are we talking?
This is per year.
Per year. Okay, so if I invested like 100,000, I could potentially turn it into 120,000 or 115,000 passively.
And this includes the back-end sale as well as the cash flow that you get in the deal. Okay, there's two ways you make money: cash flow and back-end profits from selling a property.
Oh, okay.
So when you average all that in, you get the 15 to 20.
Understood.
And similarly, the same thing with the other side. When you're active, you get a little bit more, but you have to pay for it with your time.
Okay, that makes sense. So if meaning that the 15%, I'm making it in a year if I sell the property as well that same year?
No, you're making about 7 to 10, but then you get a pop at the end as well within 3 to 5 years when we sell the property.
And that's
and then when you average all that in, it comes out to the 15 to 20.
Gotcha.
Right, you get 7 or 8 on the front end, 7 or 8 on the back end, comes out to about 16
And in the first
to
year, the money I'm making is from cash flowing, kind of? Is that what
Every year you're making money from cash flowing.
Okay.
And steadily the cash flow increases over time, usually on deals because you're improving that deal.
So when I do real estate, minimum timeline I should really be thinking is like 5 years, kind of?
3 years is usually a good time frame to see movement in your real estate projects. Some people want to buy and hold forever, and other people want to just do quick fix and flips. But I've noticed the sweet spot is between about 2 to 4 years. About 3 years is usually what I say is the right time to do something and then to hold it and then to sell it and move on.
Okay, understood. Got it.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Because you've said you're passive, there's limited options. It's really working with people doing small deals as the money partner. And if you want to do big deals, you'd be what we call a limited partner and be able to earn those returns. Is that where we want to stay, or are you interested in a strategy that I can share with you on how beginners can get into real estate and actually achieve significant amount of wealth without having to be that involved? It's what I call actively passive.
So that's a third option between these two. There's a third option.
It's really not a third option. It's really being active, but not being
like crazy
a pain in the butt. active.
So does that mean I can still do whatever else am I doing? If I'm doing a job or I'm running my business, I can still kind of operate and do
Yes.
that?
In fact, I've been teaching this strategy to physicians all over the country, and it's a secret asset class that I call the 20-unit tycoon.
Okay, all right, I'm interested. So yeah, so how does that work?
So the 20-unit tycoon strategy is very simple. It's essentially you learning how to buy between 10 to 40 units. And I use 20 units tycoon because it rhymes, but it doesn't have to be 20 units. But it's essentially you're going beyond. So the single family home is a single unit. And then some people learn about duplexes, which is just 2 units, quads, which are 4 units, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, that's where that residential real estate ends.
What is this home? Single family home?
This is a single family. 5 and above is technically commercial real estate. Just a term they use.
It's like an apartment complex where people live, right?
So 8 units, 10 units, 20 units, 30 units, and maybe up to 40 is the range in which I think a person who has a primary job, has some cash, and is starting to learn some sophistication in investing can start buying these type of units.
Okay.
And when they do, they can typically take home between $25,000 to $50,000 of cash flow per year. And when
Wow.
they sell one of these properties, they can make between $500,000, $500K to $1 million of profit upon sale. And you can imagine if you just do 1 or 2 of these a year and you just accumulate that over several years, you could have a net worth of $5 to $10 million very easily while still being a business owner, while still being a doctor, while still being a teacher.
Wow.